Hey everybody, Dave here. Before we get started with today's video, I just wanted to take a moment to thank some of our newest executive producers and exclusive members on YouTube. We've got Dave Winstead, who just recently rejoined, Sir El Presidente, and Willie Smith joining us at the executive producer level. We've also got TD James, who just recently passed 1 year of membership. Thank you all so much for your support. You are the ones that keep the channel going, and we really appreciate you. And now, let's get started with today's video. Merry Christmas, friends, and welcome back to Desert Sky Adventures, and welcome to the final vlog of 2024. This is the Allen Street vlog. On today's episode, an old Tombstone motel is undergoing a complete and total transformation. We'll check out Tombstone's ultimate Christmas house. We'll also talk about what to do if you happen to be in Tombstone for New Year's Eve. But first, the Tombstone Christmas Light Parade seemed to go off without a hitch just a little over a week ago, and that is tonight's top story. The annual Tombstone Christmas Light Parade took place on December 14th, and I really enjoy the Christmas Light Parade, probably my favorite parade of the whole year, and the only one that takes place at night. But this year's parade accepted entries of all different shapes and sizes, some big, some small. Many of these parade floats are represented by local businesses and organizations. Some of them are just private citizens wanting to take part in the annual festivities. A very festive night. Everyone's in a great mood at the Tombstone Light Parade, which went on for about an hour, and we did live stream the entire parade, so if you'd like to go back and see it, go check it out. I will put the link down in the description for this video. As is typical of Tombstone parades, there was candy being thrown from many of the floats onto the street for the children to come and collect. But this did raise a small level of concern as I spoke to several parade participants directly after the parade was over, and many of them mentioned to me how concerned they were about people running up to the vehicles or in the parade route, especially small children. Now, during the day it might not be so difficult to keep track of, but at night, especially for the light parade, you've got flashing lights, in many cases you've got low visibility, and some of these vehicles are larger with trailers behind them, so not only are the drivers having to focus on where they're going, but also having to keep track of the trailer. One person took to social media expressing their disgust with the parents for allowing their children to run up on their horse, which was said to have been very well trained. Otherwise, it could have very easily gotten scared and led to personal injury, perhaps even serious injury. Others were concerned that children were getting way too close to the vehicles. Some of the drivers could not see them as it was dark. Now, these stanchions were left in place here. They are removable, but I did speak to several parade goers who were very confused as to why those stanchions were left in place, which caused them to have to get very close to the crowd, most of which were not staying back on the boardwalk. They were spilling out into the streets, and I can see why this would be a concern for someone driving, especially a larger vehicle, after dark. So what do you think? Is this a safety concern that needs to be addressed immediately, or is it no big deal? Tell us what you think in the comments below. Let's cross over Fremont now and take a look at the old Tombstone Motel, which is slowly transforming into the in-history Tombstone. Renovation has been underway for several weeks to make the outdoor portion of the hotel look more authentic. Inside, the rooms have been beautifully decorated, a major improvement over what they looked like before. And now you've got a more rustic Old West experience, while at the same time getting all of the latest and modern amenities right here in the heart of Tombstone. and many of these rooms offer spectacular views of the Dragoon Mountains as well. Outside we find a newly renovated recreational area, another major improvement over the last time we were here. We have a small building over here that resembles the Gleason Jail, and the owner Jeff tells us he's got some big plans for this place that he will reveal at a later time. Until then, we'll keep an eye on it and see how things progress. These new outdoor recreation areas offer seating along with a nice place to have a fire, nice big fire pit there. And perhaps the biggest part of this hotel will be the historic rooms, one of which we see here under construction. It's unclear exactly how old this building is, but these rooms will feature some exposed rafters from the ceiling and some of the original adobe. We'll come back and check it out once it's completed. Let's head over to a neighborhood near Boot Hill to check out one of Tombstone's most elaborate Christmas displays. That's not only a display, but also a family tradition. All right, folks, so we are here with Tammy Jo, who is the owner of what I'm going to call Tombstone's best Christmas decorated, privately owned Christmas decorated house.
Well, thanks. It is all handmade. It started with the tradition with my grandfather actually doing the same thing. He did it for years. He had an acre-sized front yard. People from miles around used to come and see his yard. And with his passing, I got some of his pieces, but I also got some of his patterns, and I wanted to keep the tradition alive. This painting, he actually did by hand. He didn't follow a pattern for it at all.
Oh.
He just looked at a picture and painted a piece of wood.
Very cool. So how old is this piece here?
This piece is probably about 20 years old. This is one of my favorites. This one's pretty new. It's about 3 years old. I like the choir. I like the gingerbread stuff, but the gingerbread Cooper is a lot of fun. And then I've got patterns to make the reindeer to go with the sleds, but we've got Santa and Mrs. Claus life size. They were some of the first pieces that I actually made.
Very cool.
Gingerbread diner with a couple of cars. My gingerbread church with some carolers. I love Santa Claus, but I also love the reason for the season. And the train.
So what was your inspiration for the Santa band?
My husband. My husband plays the drums, and I saw it and I thought it would be a good inspiration to add to the yard and in his honor.
Oh wow, look at that Christmas tree. Wow, this is very nice.
And then
that looks like a postcard right there.
I know, that's why we did it. I like to have the Santa Claus greeting you when you walk in the door.
Yeah. And
I put my grandson's name on his list there so that when he comes to visit, he can see it.
Wow. You are very, very Christmas. All right, well, Tammy Jo, you've got quite the Christmas collection. And if this is only some of the stuff, I can imagine seeing all of it in one place. It must be pretty amazing. But thank you very much for taking the time to show us your very lovely Christmas house.
Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for your interest. And I hope everybody watching enjoys it as well. And we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Hey folks, I hope you're enjoying today's video. Let me just break in here for 1 minute to tell you about my friends at ParaboxMonthly.com. This is my newest Parabox Monthly t-shirt. It's green, you know, for Christmas. Parabox Monthly offers you high-quality, soft-fit t-shirts, all with some sort of supernatural or paranormal theme. And here's the best part. Each shirt is not just a shirt, it's actually a puzzle. If you can decipher the hidden code in each shirt, you can be entered for free Parabox Monthly merchandise. Use our special promo code DSA20 at checkout and you will be eligible for 20% off your order at ParaboxMonthly.com. Start your journey into the unknown today with ParaboxMonthly.com. And now, back to the video. It's now time for our viewer comments segment. These are comments sent in by you, the viewers. Let's see what we have this week from the Facebook page. Gary Hankins wants to know, is there anything scheduled to do for New Year's Eve? And as long as I've been coming to Tombstone, there have always been 3 big New Year's Eve parties. And maybe the advertising came a little late this year, but we did finally get an announcement. Those parties are going to be back for New Year's 2025. Over at the Oriental Saloon, there is a dual party between the Oriental and the Crystal Palace. A $10 cover charge will get you into both events, where they will be having live bands, midnight toast, dancing, partying all night long. This is where I usually spend New Year's Eve, and it's always been a very good time. Similar events are going on over at Big Nose Kate's. There is a $10 cover charge to get into their event. They also have live bands, midnight toast, partying, and dancing all night. So if you're in the area, be sure to check out one of those New Year's Eve events. And with that, my friends, we wrap up the year 2024 here on Desert Sky Adventures. I want to thank Tammy Jo Wilkins for showing us her awesome Christmas house. I want to thank Jeff Fox over at the Tombstone Motel, soon to be the In History Tombstone. Of course, I want to thank my sponsors at paraboxmonthly.com. I want to thank all of our exclusive members on YouTube for their support in 2024. Ken Murillo, Rick Johnson, Nathan and Nikki Lucas, Bob Rongner, GT Hawk Studebaker, TD James, Fat Boy, John Simpson, Armando Montalongo, Jerry Carney, Gene Pierce, Terry Campbell, Tony Robb, Ann Sutherland, JT Ellis, Buzz Busby, John Levan, Joey Adams, Betty McMahon, Sarah Redding, James H., Kim Pierce, Colonel Joseph Jakubix, The Devil, Brett Munsey, Weird Old Man, Wyatt Earp, Marvin Fontenot, Rusty Shackelford, Willie Smith, Sir El Presidente, Dave Winstead. We cannot continue without fans like you. Thank you so much for your support. With that, my friends, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a safe and happy New Year. We will see you very soon. Until next time, until the next video, we'll see you down the road. We'll see you in 2025.